Hi, welcome to How to Repair. This video is on how to change a moldy door seal or a door seal that has a hole in it. We're working on a Hotpoint machine. It's the same as the Indesit or Scholtes and can be used for some Ariston. The models of the machine do vary. See the actual full listing on the website for the appropriate model and video. As you can see, this door seal is very bad condition. It's been left not cleaned and maintained. Before working on any machine, make sure you unplug it from the electricity supply. And what I'm going to do is take the lid off and disconnect the water supply and drain the machine down before I start working on it. Right, we're just undoing the hose here. Now there's two screws that hold the lid on. A lot of these Hotpoint and Indesit machines, the lid is a little bit sticky to come off. The plastic actually grips hard, so a little technique: use the palm of your hand and just give it a thump in the middle at the top, and it should release after you've undone the two screws. Now, for the purpose of filming, I'm going to remove the facial panel completely so I can give you a good view of what actually needs to be done, as these Hotpoints and Indesits have a welded front panel, so you can't remove the front panel. So I'm just undoing the two screws here in the soap drawer area, and then there's two screws on the top. You have to be careful when removing the panel, as there's a lot of very delicate plastic clips, which I'll show you in a second. On other models of Hotpoint, the front panel does come off, but on this model it doesn't. And you can see the plastic clips that just need to be released after taking all the screws out. Carefully hold the panel while separating it from the soap drawer dispensing area. And we're just going to remove the wiring. There's only one small plug on this facial panel, and it's held with a clip, which I'll show you in detail. And that just needs to be pressed down softly while pulling the plug. Now we're going to remove the retaining band, which is held together with a spring, which is usually at the bottom around 7-8 o'clock, as you're looking at it. And then just using the back of a flat blade screwdriver, carefully remove it, and the seal then will peel off the front facial panel, and you can tuck it inside the drum, which will give you a little bit more visibility for the other retention spring, which you have to remove. Now you can just peel the actual seal off and then just slowly go round, removing the old seal. Now remember, at the website you will be able to find the seal. There'll be a link above shortly. Just put your model number in and it will bring all the relevant parts up for your machine. And if you can't find the part, please email us and we'll research it for you and find the appropriate part. Now this is very important. Once the seal is off, you need to clean the inner and outer surface on the drum and the front facial panel. Do take your time doing this to make sure you do a thorough job, removing all the slime and mould from the inner and the outer part of the drum. You should end up with some limescale on the inner side, depending on the area that you live in. Now all the surfaces are clean and dry, we're going to replace the door seal. Again, you can find these parts at our site. This drain hole you can see here is located at the bottom at 6 o'clock. This allows water that's trapped between the seal and the drum to drain away. On some of the seals you will find a marker at the top to make sure that that's 12 o'clock, which I'll show you in a second. Now I'm doing this on my own. It's a good idea that you have a colleague to help you, because when we come to put the spring on, you'll find it very difficult on your own without the proper sort of tools. You can see the little marker I said to have at 12 o'clock at the top of the seal there. It just peels over the lip. If you inspect the seal, you can see the lip actually sits over the outer part of the drum. While I'm putting this seal all the way around, do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as that's what keeps us going and able to make these free videos for you. And you can find all your parts, as I said earlier, at the website. And you can also join us at Facebook. The most important part about fitting this seal is making sure that the drain hole is at the bottom. And when fitting the spring, you'll find a join in the spring. I do recommend putting this at the top. Now this is where the clamp I talked about that I use comes in very useful. It's like having an extra set of hands. But really, if you've got a colleague or the wife's with you, just ask them to press on the spring once you've got it attached at the top, just here, and then you'll have both hands to work your way around the drum. This is quite hard when having to fit it with the front panel on. You haven't got a lot of choice apart from removing the whole drum. Just take your time, start from one side, the spring will stretch and it will go round. Just take your time. It is very hard, especially if you're a novice and this is your first time at changing a door seal. At the website you will find other videos on Hotpoint and Indesit showing you how to change the door seal on models where the front panel comes off, and as manufacturers do change from time to time their design, I will be making videos for the specific models. Now you can see the spring is correctly situated in its groove, holding the seal to the outer tub. Now we're going to attach the seal to the front panel. I do recommend just using a little bit of fairy liquid or detergent just on the edge of the lip. It will help you make sure the seal is not twisted and get it on correctly. Just put a little drop on and then just smear it all the way around. It will make life a lot easier for you. And then starting at the top, work your way around. Now once you've got the seal on the lip, just inspect it so you haven't got the seal twisted slightly, because that will speed up the wearing process. Now some good techniques for you once the seal is fitted and the machine's back to normal is I always recommend leaving the door slightly ajar after use. The reason being air flows in and it doesn't give the mould so much chance to build up, and it's always worth after each wash just giving it a wipe with a dry cloth, and this will reduce the mould that actually builds up over time. Now this spring just fits on, as I said, 7 o'clock. It's quite easy to get on. But once fitted, do inspect all the way around it. I'll quickly put the facial panel on. I do recommend removing this if it's your first time, because it'll save any accidents happening to the panel or the wiring. And it will make your life easier for working on the machine. The only difficult part about lining up this panel is it's got a couple of lugs at the bottom, and you have to make sure that the soapbox area fits into the panel correctly before putting the screws. Now the door seal is all done. We're just going to quickly give the machine a flash test. I recommend putting some newspaper underneath the machine when you're testing the machine after it's all back together. And this will actually show you on the paper if you've got any drips or leaks, but if you've done a good clean-up process before fitting the seal, you should have no problems whatsoever. Well, again, thank you very much for watching this video. We hope you found it helpful in replacing your seal. We hope you purchased the part from us, and if you didn't, you can always buy us a beer. The link's above. All donations are much appreciated. Do remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thanks very much again for watching. And here's the machine just finishing filling. And again, just let it run for a few minutes with your newspaper underneath. pull the newspaper out. If you've got any drips on there, you might have a leak, but normally, as I said, it should be perfect. Thanks very much for watching.